I was scrolling, half asleep, when the notification popped up. One screenshot, one sentence. Don't worry, she'll never know. Last night was worth it. Mia's name sat at the top of the screen like a punch to the face. I froze. Mia? I whispered. My thumb hovered. I tapped the image, staring at her words again. Last night? Hey, babe. Daniel's voice drifted in from the hallway. You still up? I shoved my phone under the blanket just as he walked in. Yeah. Couldn't sleep. I forced a smile. My cheeks twitched from the effort. He grinned, all dimples. And charm, you always stay up till late. Scoot over. My heart felt like glass in my chest, ready to crack. But I moved aside, making space for him. His cologne hit me first, familiar, comforting, suddenly sickening. He leaned in to kiss my cheek. You smell good. I swallowed hard. Thanks, new lotion. His arm draped over my waist like it belonged there. What were you doing on your phone? Just scrolling. Anything interesting? I laughed light. Breathy, fake, not. Really? His fingers traced lazy patterns on my arm. You're quiet tonight. Tired, I guess. You want me to stay over? The room tilted. Sure. He smiled like we were still us. Like everything was still normal. I smiled back like I wasn't breaking inside. Let me grab some water, I said, slipping out of bed. In the kitchen. I gripped the counter, trying to breathe. Mia and Daniel. Last night. How many nights? I wanted to scream, smash something, call her, wake him, anything. Instead, I filled a glass and drank slowly, staring at the floor. I had questions. Too many. When? Where? Why? But more than that, I wanted to know how long they thought I'd stay. Clueless, I walked back into the bedroom. Daniel was already half asleep, his breathing slow and even. I lay next to him, staring at the ceiling. Good night. He mumbled, good night. I whispered back. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Mia. Miss you already? I clutched the blanket tighter. This couldn't be real. This wasn't my life. But it was, and suddenly, I wasn't sad. Not yet. I was curious. I opened her old text. Mia. I'll always have your back. Me? You're my ride or die? Mia? Sisters? For life, I laughed. But it sounded wrong. I flipped through Daniel's messages next. I love you. Forever. Can't wait to see you tonight. But none of those were to me. I felt something inside me shift. Not rage. Not yet. Just observation. I closed my eyes and practiced my smile. The one I'd need tomorrow, because now, I wasn't just the girlfriend. I was the girl who knew. And I wanted to see how far they'd go before they realized I'd stopped being blind. Tomorrow, I'd hug Mia like nothing was wrong. Tomorrow, I'd kiss Daniel like I still believed every lie he told. But tonight I started paying attention. Mimosas? Mia asked, waving the menu like nothing was wrong. Of course, I said, smiling like always. She laughed. Brunch isn't brunch without them. I stirred my straw in the water glass, watching her scroll through her phone. No eye contact. Not for long. Anyway, you're quiet today, she said. Everything okay? Yeah. Just tired. I smiled again, soft and believable. Daniel kept me up late last night. Her fingers froze for half a second before she lifted her glass. Lucky you? I nodded, ignoring the sour taste rising in my throat. We chatted about work, about some new show she wanted to binge, about her upcoming trip to her mom's. Lies. All of it. My phone buzzed under the table. Daniel. Daniel. Can't wait to see you tonight. I swallowed hard and texted back fast. Me to two liars. One room. And me smiling through it all. So? I said, tilting my head. How's dating life treating you? She blinked. What? You know any new guys? Her laugh came out sharp. God, no. I'm way too busy for that, right? I said, nodding like I believed her. When she got up to use the bathroom, I pulled out my phone. Screenshots. Her Instagram story from last night. Blurry city lights. Daniel's jacket sleeve just barely visible in the corner. I saved it. Later that night, Daniel texted. Stuck late at work. I stared at the screen, then opened Find My Friends. Downtown. Near Mia's apartment. I saved that too. When he called later, his voice sounded sweet. Hey, babe, miss you too, I whispered, curling under my blanket. Long day? He said. Gonna crash early, sleep well. After we hung up, I opened her old texts, searched keywords. Late, busy, stuck. The pattern hit me like a slow slap. I made a hidden folder, screenshots, voice notes, photos. I started writing down dates, times, excuses, every call Mia declined when I was near her, every smile that didn't reach her eyes. At work, I texted her like normal. Lunch this week? Absolutely, she replied with a hearty emoji. Daniel picked me up that night for dinner. You look beautiful, he said, kissing my forehead. I smiled. Thanks. In the car, he asked, you okay? You seem distant. I forced a laugh. Just tired. You know how I get. Yeah, you're cute when you're sleepy. I rested my head against the window. hiding my expression. At the restaurant, he left his phone face down on the table. Mia texted me earlier, I said casually. His hand paused mid-reach for the bread basket. Oh yeah, she's planning a girls' night soon. Fun? He said too quickly. Yeah. We haven't hung out just the two of us in ages. He smiled, but it didn't touch his eyes. Later that night, Mia called. I miss you, she said. I miss you too, I lied. We should do movie night soon. Definitely. Her voice wavered for a split second before she changed the subject. I hung up and stared at the ceiling again. I wasn't ready to explode, not yet. But I was. Collecting. Watching. Waiting. And I was getting really, really good at it. Another glass, Mia asked, already tipping the bottle toward my glass. I laughed, pretending to hesitate. I shouldn't. But sure, Julia, sitting cross-legged on the couch. Raised an eyebrow. Look at you two, going full wine moms tonight. Mia giggled. We deserve it. I swirled the glass in my hand, forcing my smile. Yeah, we do. We talked about work, about old college memories, about shows we pretended to watch together. Julia glanced at Mia. You've been kinda distant lately. Mia waved her off. Busy, life's been crazy. I tilted my head. Crazy how? She shrugged. Just, stuff. Stuff like what? Julia pushed, grinning like she was fishing for gossip. Mia grabbed a throw pillow and hugged it to her chest. I don't know. Guys, sometimes life's messy. People make mistakes. I felt my stomach tighten. Mistakes? Yeah, like. She laughed aloud, like sometimes people cheat for a reason. Silence. Julia blinked. A what? My heart skipped. Wait. What did you say? Mia's face flushed. She waved her hand fast. Nothing. Stupid. Forget it. I forced a light laugh. Wow, okay, drama queen. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, I swear. She grabbed the wine bottle again. Pouring too much this time. Julia nudged her. Girl, you're messy tonight. I'm fine, Mia said quickly. Just tired, long week. I watched her, nodding, smiling, cataloging every shift in her voice. By the time Julia left, it was just me and Mia on the couch. I should go too, I said. Standing. Mia grabbed my wrist. Wait, are we okay? I blinked. Of course. Why wouldn't we be? She let out a breath, laughing nervously. You've just been, I don't know, quiet lately. I squeezed her hand. Just tired, like you said. Her shoulders relaxed, right? Yeah. I hugged her tight, holding on a second longer than necessary. Driving home, I couldn't shake the words. Sometimes people cheat for a reason. I parked, grabbed my phone, and opened Find My Friends. Daniel's location loaded slow. My heart pounded faster than my Wi-Fi could load the map. There it was. Mia's apartment. I stared at the tiny dot for a full minute. My hands shook. But not from sadness. I texted him. Me? Still coming for dinner? No reply. 10 minutes later. Daniel, sorry babe. Got stuck at work. Rain check? I stared at the screen. Numbed. Another lie. I switched apps, opened my screenshot folder, and added the location timestamp. I dropped my phone on the bed, staring at the ceiling. Still no tears. Just static in my head, and plans starting to form. Later that night, Julia called. You okay? She asked. Yeah. Why? You just seemed off when Mia said that thing. I laughed lightly. It's fine, just wine talk. Julia paused. She's been weird lately. I don't know. Secretive, yeah. Yeah. Like last week, she told me she couldn't come out because she was sick. Then I saw her tagged at that rooftop bar with someone. She untagged herself later. It was fast. I just thought it was shady. I swallowed hard. Thanks for telling me. Julia's voice softened. You sure you're okay? Totally. After we hung up, I opened Mia's Instagram. Nothing suspicious tonight. But I knew better now. I clicked Daniel's contact. Typed we need to talk. Then deleted it. Instead, I opened my notes app and started making a list. Dates, times, excuses. One thing was clear. This wasn't just a mistake. It was a pattern. And I was done pretending not to see it. I wiped at my eyes, letting the tears fall harder. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. Daniel sat next to me on the couch, panic flashing across his face. Baby, what? What's going on? It's stupid, I sniffed, burying my face in my hands. Work's been insane. Deadlines, my boss breathing down my neck. I feel like I'm losing it. He pulled me into his arms immediately. Hey, no, you're not. You're fine, you're amazing. I let my shoulders shake against him and I know this sounds crazy, but sometimes I get scared you're gonna leave me. His body stiffened for a second, just a second, then he kissed the top of my head. Why would you even think that? I don't know. I let out a shaky breath. Trust issues. I guess from before we met, old stuff. Daniel pulled back, cupping my face. Listen to me. You're it for me. You're my one and only. Okay, nothing's going on. I love you, his lies rolled out so smoothly. I almost wanted to applaud. I nodded, wiping my face like I believed him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. Don't apologize, he said, kissing my forehead. You can come to me with anything. I smiled weakly. Thank you for being so patient with me. Always. The next morning, I texted me, adopt me. Hey, been feeling super lonely lately, just off. You know? Her reply came fast, adopt Mia. You always have me wanna grab coffee later. I stared at the heart emoji for a full minute. The irony tasted bitter, adopt me. Maybe tomorrow. Thanks for being there, Mia. Always, you're my girl. I laughed under my breath. Yeah? Her girl. That night, sitting in bed, I opened Instagram and created a new account. New name. New email. No profile pic, no followers. I clicked on Daniel's profile. Private, of course. But I knew he'd accept. He loved attention too much not to. I hit follow. 2 hours later, accepted. I scrolled through his photos, gym selfies, sunset, pics with captions like grind now, shine later. I clicked on one where he wore that black hoodie I always loved. Me from the burner account. Wow. Why does every guy I date not look like this? Sent. My heart pounded. But not from nerves. From anticipation. The next day, Daniel. Haha, thanks, you single. I stared at the screen, my smile spreading slow and mean. I typed, for now, unless you're offering. His reply came within minutes. Maybe I am. I locked my phone, tossed it on the bed and exhaled. This wasn't just going to be a breakup. It was going to be a full-blown demolition. I stirred my coffee, pretending to focus on the foam, but my heart was pounding. Julia, can I ask you something kind of personal? She raised an eyebrow, setting her phone down. Sure. What's up? I kept my voice light. Do you think Daniel would ever cheat on me? Her face froze mid-sip. Wow. That's sudden. Why? I shrugged, forcing a weak laugh. I don't know. Lately things just feel off. Julia hesitated. Honestly? Yeah. Honestly, she leaned closer. I've always thought something felt weird between him and Mia. My stomach twisted. But I nodded like her words weren't nice. Weird how? Julia bit her lip. I mean, I didn't want to say anything. But sometimes when we'd all hang out, they'd look at each other like something was going on. I pulled out my phone, scrolling to the folder I'd hidden under a boring app. You mean, like this? I flipped the screen toward her. Her eyes widened. Wait, what is this? Screenshots, messages. I swiped through. Look at the timestamps. The night he said he was working late. And this, I showed her the GPS location I tracked from his phone. Mia's apartment. Julia slapped her hand over her mouth. Oh my god, no. No way. I kept scrolling. This was last weekend. Same night she told me she was homesick. Funny how sick people wear new dresses and post mirror selfies 2 hours later. Julia stared at me, horrified. You've been keeping all this? Yeah, I said, voice low. And it's getting worse. She scrolled through the screenshots again, shaking her head. This is disgusting. It's not just texts. I clicked over to an old group photo from 3 months ago. See this? I zoomed in on Mia's hand resting on Daniel's knee under the table. Julia's eyes narrowed. What the hell? And look at the comments she leaves on his posts. I opened Instagram, scrolling through the captions. Julia squinted at the screen. My favorite smile. Wow. Bold. I nodded. And here. The night of your birthday party. Daniel left early, said he had a headache. 20 minutes later, Mia left too, alone. Julia sat back, running her hands through her hair. I don't even know what to say. This is insane. I laughed dryly. Tell me about it. Have you confronted either of them yet? She asked. I shook my head. Not yet. Why not? Because I'm not done collecting. Julia blinked. Collecting? I smiled. Proof, receipts, everything. She gave me a half-nervous laugh. Okay, this is starting to sound scary. Good, I said simply. Julia lowered her voice. What's the plan? Not sure. Yet, I scrolled to the latest GPS ping. But when I decide it's gonna hurt, she nodded slowly. Do you need help? I looked at her, surprised. Julia lifted her hands. I'm serious. After seeing this, I'm in. Whatever you're planning, count me in. I let out a real laugh this time. You might regret saying that. She smirked. I doubt it. Together. We spent the next hour scrolling through old photos, cross-referencing dates, and pulling up Mia's tagged locations. Look, Julia said suddenly, pointing at the screen. They were both at this bar on the same night 2 months ago, and neither of them mentioned it. I zoomed in. Sure enough, same background, same night, 2 separate posts. No mention of each other. Unbelievable. I muttered. Julia shook her head. They're either incredibly stupid or they just think you'll never notice. Both, I said. By the time we stood to leave, my phone was full of more screenshots, saved posts, and pinned locations than I knew what to do with. But The weight in my chest felt lighter for the first time in weeks. The anger felt good. It felt like fuel. I stared at my phone, thumbs hovering, my heart pounded, but my hand stayed steady. I typed from the burner account, "Meet me at the Avalon Hotel, room 312, tonight, 8 p.m. We're something casual." I hit send before I could overthink it. A second later, a reply popped up. "Who is this?" I smiled. "Someone you won't regret meeting." The typing bubbles appeared, then stopped, then appeared again. "I'm in." I set the phone down and grabbed mine. Time for phase 2. I opened my chat with Mia.me. "Hey, I have a huge favor. Can you help me pick out an outfit for a job interview? It's across town at 7 tonight. Super last minute, please." Her reply came fast. "Mia. Of course. Oh my god, yes, I'll swing by at 6. I faked gratitude with too many emojis. "Me. You're the best." I closed the chat and took a deep breath. Two birds. One night. At 5:30. I grabbed my backup keys to Daniel's place, the ones he didn't know I still had. My stomach twisted as I unlocked his door. The air inside smelled like his cologne, clean linen, and arrogance. I moved quickly, straight to the nightstand. I peeled back the corner of the lamp base and tucked the tiny camera underneath, angling it toward the bed. My hands shook for only a second before I snapped back into focus. I double-checked the feed on my phone, live recording. By 5:50. I was locking the door behind me like I'd never been there. At 6 sharp, Mia knocked on my door, bright and bubbly. "You ready?" I forced a tired smile. "So nervous, thanks for coming." She dug through my closet like the perfect friend. "You've got this. They're gonna love you." I nodded like I believed her. "I hope so." By 6:45, we were on opposite sides of the city. Mia helping me get ready for a job that didn't exist. Daniel heading toward a hotel room where no one was waiting. I sat parked in my car, staring at the live feed from the hidden camera. 8:05 p.m., the bedroom door opened. Daniel walked in first, dropped his bag, sat on the bed. A minute later, Mia followed. My heart jumped. She threw her purse down, kicked off her shoes, and flopped next to him like she belonged there. Daniel pulled her close. "You smell good." Mia giggled. "You're late." He laughed. "Traffic." She kissed him like she hadn't just been helping me pick out fake interview outfits. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. Daniel pulled away first. "Think she suspects anything?" Mia laughed, curling into him. "Are you kidding? She's clueless. Poor thing's freaking out about some fake job interview right now." Daniel snorted. "Unbelievable." Mia's voice dropped low. "Sometimes I almost feel bad." Daniel kissed her neck. "Don't. She's too trusting. That's on her." I blinked, staring at the screen like it wasn't real. They laughed together, kissed again, started pulling at each other's clothes. I closed the app before I saw more, but I made sure to forward the recording to myself first. I sat there in my car, breathing in slow, shaky gulps. Not crying. Not breaking. Just planning the next move. I stood in Julia's kitchen, staring at the crowd spilling into the living room. Laughter, music, people clinking glasses. Julia nudged me. "You ready?" I nodded. "More than ready." She grinned. "Good, because this is going to be epic." I walked to the center of the room, cleared my throat, and raised my voice. "Hey, everyone. Can I have your attention?" Conversation stopped. Heads turned. I smiled sweetly. "Thanks for coming to Truth Night." Someone laughed. "Truth Night?" I shrugged like it was a joke. "Yeah. I figured. Why not have a little fun with honesty for once?" Mia giggled from the couch, holding her wine glass. "Oh no. Should I be scared?" I met her eyes and smiled wider. "Maybe." Daniel stood by the door, beer in hand, laughing along with everyone else. Clueless, I pointed at the wall where Julia had set up the projector. "Tonight's entertainment is a short film starring people you know, people you trust." Julia hit play. The screen lit up. The video started with Daniel opening his bedroom door, Mia walking in, them laughing, them kissing. Gasps filled the room. A girl from work clapped her hand over her mouth. "Oh my god," someone else whispered. "Is that? Wait, that's Mia." And Daniel? Mia's wine glass slid from her hand, shattering on the floor. Daniel froze mid-sip, eyes going wide. "What the hell?" The video kept rolling, more kissing, more touching. Mia scrambled off the couch, shouting, turn it off right now." People pulled out their phones, recording, snapping pictures. Daniel's voice echoed from the speakers. "Don't, she's too trusting, that's on her." Louder gasps. Mia shoved past people, trying to reach the projector. "Stop, this is private, you can't." Julia stepped in front of her, blocking the way. "Oh, but we can." Daniel pointed at me, his face red. "What is this? Why would you? How did you?" I tilted my head. "You're confused, that's surprising. You seemed pretty confident a few nights ago." He ran a hand through his hair. "It's not what it looks like." Laughter erupted from the corner. A coworker muttered, "It's exactly what it looks like." Another girl grabbed her boyfriend's arm. Let's go. This is disgusting. People started backing away from both of them. Like they were contagious. Mia's hands shook as she turned to me. We can talk about this. Please, can we just, it's not. I cut her off. Save it, Mia. Daniel took a step closer. Can we just go somewhere and explain? I laughed. Explain what? How you've been lying for months? How my best friend became the person I trust least? Silence. Someone near the window whispered. This is unreal. Julia clapped. Loud, slow, sarcastic, best. Truth night ever. I took a small bow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Phones were still recording. Cameras pointed at Mia's terror-streaked face, at Daniel's furious one. I grabbed my coat from the chair, sliding my arms into the sleeves with deliberate slowness. Mia reached for me. Wait, please, don't leave like this. I stared at her hand, then at her face. Watch me. I walked out the front door without another word. My phone buzzed nonstop the next morning. Did you see Mia's Instagram? Julia's voice came through before I could even say hello. I pulled the blanket over my head. No. What now? She deleted everything, like her entire account. Gone. I sat up. You're kidding. Nope, and her number's disconnected too. I tried calling just to check. I laughed. Wow, that was fast. Julia chuckled. Apparently, people are posting screenshots all over Twitter. Hashtags, memes. Even the group chat from work is going off. I opened my messages, more notifications. More unread DMs. Julia cleared her throat. Oh, and guess who texted me at 6 a.m.? Daniel? Ding ding ding. He said, and I quote, "Can you please help me talk to her? She won't answer." I rolled my eyes. Not my problem. As if on cue, my doorbell rang. I peeked through the peephole. Daniel, hair messy. Dark circles under his eyes. I opened. The door just a crack. What? He ran a hand through his hair. Can we please just talk? No. It's not what you think. I raised an eyebrow. Really? Because what I think is that you're a liar and a cheater. His shoulders slumped. You misunderstood everything. I laughed. The video misunderstood too, right? He opened his mouth. But I didn't wait for whatever excuse was coming next. I slammed the door. Julia burst out laughing from the couch. That was beautiful. I grabbed a spoon from the kitchen. Ice cream time. Absolutely. We sat cross-legged on the couch, passing the tub of chocolate fudge between us. Julia scrolled through her phone. Oh my god, look at this comment thread. Someone said Mia's new job offer got pulled. I blinked. Seriously? Yep, apparently, someone sent her new employer a copy of the video. I covered my mouth to hide my grin. Who would do such a thing? Julia grinned back. Truly a mystery. My inbox kept filling. Some messages called me petty, others called me brave. Some offered their own cheating horror stories. A few tried to drag me into arguments I didn't care about. I tossed my phone onto the coffee table. Julia nudged me. You okay? I shrugged. Better than I expected. You don't feel, I don't know, sad? I took another bite of ice cream. Not really. I feel done. She raised her spoon to being done. I clinked my spoon against hers to being done. Julia stirred her iced latte, tapping her spoon against a glass. Do you regret any of it? I leaned back, swirling my coffee slowly. No. Her eyebrows lifted. Not even a little? I shook my head. Not even close. She smiled. Good. I pulled out my phone and opened a job site. I wasted enough time crying over people who didn't care about me. I'm done with that chapter. Julia leaned forward. So, what's next? I scrolled through listings. New job, new apartment, maybe a solo trip somewhere warmer. Can I help you apartment hunt? Absolutely. I grinned. But no more shared walls. I want peace and quiet for once. Fair. She sipped her drink. You really seem lighter. I nodded. Because I am. My phone buzzed. I glanced at the screen. Daniel. The text preview said, "Can we talk?" Julia noticed my face change. Him again. I laughed under my breath. Yeah. One last pathetic attempt. So, what are you going to say? I opened the message. Hovered over the reply box. Then hit block. Nothing, I said, dropping my phone back into my bag. Absolutely nothing. Julia clapped softly. Proud of you. I stood up, slinging my bag over my shoulder. Come on. Let's go look at overpriced apartments I probably can't afford. Julia grabbed her purse. Lead the way. We stepped out into the sunshine, and for the first time in months, my smile wasn't forced. It felt real.